funding you're going to get. And that's exactly what we are about to decode during this training. I'm going to map out everything you need to know to maximize funding opportunities in 2023. I'm even going to teach you some industry secrets like stacking options, where you can actually get multiple forms of funding, even if you think there's no way you're able to qualify for financing. Look, if you're looking to grow your business in 2023, it's going to take money to do it. And the more money you have access to, the more you can navigate the uncertain climate and economy that we're in, and the better chances you have of making 2023 your best year ever. So let's help develop the plan that you need to get the money that you need to succeed. Don't forget, we are having an end of year super sale here at Credit Suite. So if you're interested in working with us to help you along the line, step by step of building your business credit, helping you improve your fundability, getting financing, we're giving you about $10K, a little more than that worth of bonuses if you're getting started with us by the end of the year, including a year's free of credit monitoring. It costs you like $2,400 from the Business Credit Reporting Agency. You're getting it at no cost. So make sure you mention the end of year super sale to a team member when you speak to us, or feel free to enroll online using promo code 2022 for 2022. By the way, if you're just coming in, don't forget to give me a shout out and tell me where you're coming in from. Ryan, thanks for coming in and doing just that. If you tell me your company name, and I will give you a shout out right here on the stream. Milwaukee is in the house, so thanks everybody for coming in. And as you're trickling in, thanks for saying hello. So look, I love this quote. If you don't know where you are going, you will probably end up somewhere else. Lawrence J. Peter. So I'm a big believer of this. My hobbies include being a pilot, and I also sail boats. And if both of those, if I set out and have no idea where I'm going, I've got big problems ahead, because I am going to run out of fuel as a pilot, and my backup fuel as a sailor, not good. You have to clearly know where you're going. And once you know where you're going, it's easy to then look at maps and actually start to map out the actual path to get there. But I'm still astonished at how many people in life don't even know what they want, don't have goals set, therefore don't expect things to just work out the way that they want them to be. The same thing with entrepreneurs. You have to clearly understand the goal of where you're trying to get, so you can then work backwards and develop a plan in order to get there. And I can tell you that running an 8-figure business, it's still a common mistake that I make and my team makes, is we get into the weeds in discussions, and we then have to take a step back and go, guys, what is the goal here? What are we trying to accomplish? And the minute we know the goal, we're like, oh, well, this is exactly the best way to get there. So you have to be able to know where you're going. You want to make sure that you're setting realistic goals for your business. So look, I'm not all about being completely realistic. Actually, my big goals are 3. I have a high goal, a really ambitious goal, a middle of the road goal I'm probably going to maybe hit, and then a lowering goal that, I should be able to hit. And so this has given me the ability to still swing for the fences in my big goal, but still be practical and know this is the goal I really expect that I'm going to hit and exceed. And this is like, if I don't hit this thing, then we're in trouble. So it's always good to not just set realistic goals, set ambitious goals too, but make sure that they're ones you and your team can absolutely hit. So when it comes to funding, how much funding do you really need? You don't want to just make up a number of $10 million. Like, what do you actually really need the funds for? So I mentor a lot of people, especially that are launching things like apps, and 2 guys that I'm mentoring that I'm actually on their board. This is a lesson that I've had to teach them. How much do you need to launch this app? One says $500,000, one says $1 million. My response is, you are crazy. You do not need $500,000 or $1 million. Show me how you're spending that money. And when they show it to me, there's a lot of waste in there that shouldn't be in there. And I'm like, look, you just need a minimum viable product. When you have a working app, it's easier to raise capital than when you don't. So you just need to break this thing down to the bare minimum money you need to be able to get the actual app created. And when they understand that concept, then they come up with a number significantly lower than what they'd initially proposed, and one that's really reachable. When they don't have that number and they're coming to me for help, I'm like, your number is too high. And the problem with showing investors that, in showing them how you're going to spend the money, is they don't think you're going to responsibly handle the money you're going to raise, and that's why you're not able to raise money. So it's just a lesson to us that we don't want to just shoot for the fences of a bunch of money that we don't need. And being in lending, I hear this all the time. When I talk to business owners, I say, how much money are you looking for? And they'll say, as much as I can get. They'll say something like outrageously higher than the revenue even is for a year. And I said, what are you going to use that money for? And then when we start breaking it down, they don't even know what they're going to use funds for, or they're trying to get a loan to get stuff that they could have used a business credit card that's way easier to get for. So you need to clearly understand how much money it is you're really looking to get and what you're going to use that funding for. And here's why this is very important. Let's think of lending as tiers, right? There's really, really easy money. I love easy money, right? Really easy to get approved for. You have bad credit. You're a startup. You've been denied before. You could still get this. Like anybody could get it, like business credit cards. If you know the formula, anybody can get them. And then there's hard money to get, like SBA loans. That's not easy. Like your business has to either be performing really well for years or your personal financials have to be ridiculously strong. Either way, it's very hard to get SBA loans. So when we look at what we're using the money for, it's easier for us to say, well, I can use the easy money. Business credit cards easy to get to pay for all this stuff, but it's not going to pay for payroll. So I'm going to have a loan or a credit line for payroll. And when we break down what we need money for, it's easier for us to say, let's use easy money for this stuff and harder money for this stuff. Now, instead of looking for a credit line for $100,000, I can use business credit cards for 90,000 of the 100,000. Now I only need a loan for 10 grand. Way easier to get than 100 grand. So this kind of strategy of knowing what we're going to use the money for helps us figure out how we can get the funding. What are the best options that are out there? And then of those best options, what can we get approved for? And then which option are we going to use to be able to fund what things that we need? If I need a computer, I'm going to use an HP credit card, or I'm going to use an Amazon or a Walmart credit card, easy to get. And then I'm going to leave my credit line available for things that aren't easy to get, as an example. So by the way, I'm going to give some more people some shout outs here. Pro Property Restorations in the house. Hampton, Alpha One Construction Services is in the house. Melissa, hello. Jeff, hello from Cincinnati. Creed Agu from Dallas, Texas with Nemix Legacy. Love that. Thank you all for coming in. Highland Park, Michigan Design Mill is in the house as well. And we've also got that's ABCDEFGHI Investing LLC, New London County, Connecticut is in the house. Hi all, Corvum Financial Services from Southern California is in the house, and Wildflower Jewel Box LLC. Thank you all for giving me a shout out and saying hello. So now what we want to do is stack our funding options to get more. Okay, and this is a strategy we've really developed here at Credit Suite, because what we found is that most business owners want more money than they can get from one source. And so they're trying to go to one source and get $100,000, $500,000. And it's way harder to get all that money from one place. But if we go in and we use this program and this program and this lender and this lender, then we oftentimes can exceed what that business owner needs. So I'll give you a simple example of this. Dr. Brandon, one of my favorite case studies. Guy's an OBGYN, absolutely loves what he does. Had some issues with the IRS because of a bad accountant. Now he owes the IRS $417,000, and he is going to shut down his business because he does not have the money. And he comes to us and say, how do I shut down the business? We said, why don't you get the money to pay them the $417,000? He says, I can't. I've tried. I tried here. I tried here. So his problem was he was trying to go to one place to get the money that he needed, and it wasn't working. So what we did was we stacked business credit. We stacked different kinds of things. And in the end, we got him the $417,000 to pay off the tax lien. All in all, we got him about $1.52 million. So how do you do that? How does somebody not able to get 400 grand, but then is able to get 1.5 million? Well, the answer is that we stacked different kind of funding programs, and he went from not even thinking he could get part of what he could get to getting 4 times the amount that he could get because of using this kind of creativity. So business credit's a great financing solution. Anybody can get it. You could be have bad credit. You could be a startup. You could be a nonprofit. You could have excellent credit. It doesn't matter. Anybody can get this. And it covers about 85% of what you might need to actually buy. You can stack business credit cards as an example as well. So there's ways that you're able to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major credit cards at the exact same time. So instead of getting 10 grand in funding with one card, you get 70,000 in funding and build multiple accounts on your business credit account, on your business credit reports. You can also get all financing that you can get for cash reserves. Hold it until you have the opportunity for growth. When we knew interest rates were going to shoot up this year, we went ahead and got a $400,000 loan. We had no plan on using it. That's against my typical advice. Typically, I say, look, you get a loan if you know you're going to be able to use the money, because you start paying a payment on that loan the minute you get it. But when we see an economy shift, we get credit lines, we get credit cards, we get loans, we stock up on financing because of the uncertainty. You should be too. We are about to hit the worst ending of the stock market since 2008. Okay, I don't know. After I lost everything in the mortgage crisis, I built this complicated matrix on exactly how to know when a recession is going to hit. Here's all the points to look at. I read all the books. And I can tell you, I didn't need that complicated matrix to see what's ahead of us right now. We all clearly understand that we are in the midst of a significant economic shift right now. It's happening. And so you got to be prepared. And this is why we want to get all the financing for you that we can get. So then that way we have a better opportunity for growth into next year. So how do we plan using business credit, for example? Well, first of all, you want to get business credit because it gives you money without a personal guarantee. A lot of loans don't. A lot of credit lines don't. A lot of money you get out there, you're going to sign as a guarantor, and if the company defaults, you're responsible. So we want to get away from guarantees as much as we possibly can. And any guru that's going to tell you that you can get all the money in the world without a guarantee is lying to you. It's not true. There's still loans out there like SBA that you may always need to personally guarantee. But there's also a lot of money that you don't need to personally guarantee. So what I mean by personal guarantees, it means if you default, the business defaults on the credit card, the line, the loan, then you are responsible. You personally, they'll come after your assets. They'll come after your bank account. They'll come after your stocks. Ooh, sounds scary. I lived it. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Bank of America. Okay, I was the guarantor for a business line of credit. Mortgage crisis occurs. I default on the line of credit. Bank of America puts it on my consumer credit report, ruining my consumer credit report, and they come and take all the money out of my personal bank accounts. It's a real thing. It happens. I went from having all the money on credit I needed to navigate the financial crisis to being gone like that because of a guarantee. So what we want to do is we want to strategically use personal guarantees only when we have to and avoid them at all costs when we don't. And if I want a business credit card, whether it's at Staples, Office Depot, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, you get the idea, Macy's, Nordstrom, it doesn't matter where my credit card is. If I have a credit card I'm using in a store, if I'm getting auto financing, if I'm getting $100,000, $200,000 at Ford or Toyota or Ally Bank or anything like that, okay, if I want to be able to get computers, if I want to be able to get a Visa card or MasterCard or American Express card, all of that you don't need a guarantee for. None of it you need a guarantee for. So don't let them pull your personal credit. Don't provide guarantees to get that stuff. You don't need them to do either. Let's save the inquiries on our personal credit report. Let's save the integrity of our personal credit quality. And let's also save guarantees for when they're needed and not use them when we don't need to. Business credit gives us the ability to get 85% of the money that we need to fund our business without guarantees. So it's a huge reason that we really want to dip in and grab as much of this as what we can. And we also you can basically get almost everything you need to finance your business. It doesn't matter if it's computers. It doesn't matter if it's desks and if it's furniture. And it doesn't matter if it's whatever it may be. I mean, look, you can go to tigerdirect.com. Let me give you a simple example, just one simple example here. Okay, so if I go here and I go to tigerdirect.com, right? So if we go to Tiger Direct, this is just one place. Like, think about this. There's no end to the amount of stuff that you can use business credit to buy. Like, we all need this stuff. We all need storage and computers, and we all need printers and laptops and TVs. I mean, this is stuff that anybody can use, right? Anybody needs. So this is an example of one of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of retailers that sell the stuff that you and I want and need that we're able to use business credit to buy. So again, most of what we need to buy, business credit can pay for. And the other nice thing about it is not only are we getting the money we need to grow our business, and we can get it as a startup, we can get it as having bad credit, we can get it when we can't get any other kind of money. If I have a business, I can get this. And the nice thing about using and getting the money we need to fund the business with this is that we're also building a business credit profile. And that business credit profile simultaneously helps us make it easier for us to qualify for loans and credit lines as well. So here we are getting the money to fund 85, 90% of what we need for the business. And at exactly the same time, we're building an asset for the credit profile that helps make it easy for us to get credit lines and loans as well. You can't beat that. Money anybody can get, hundreds of thousands, seven figures in money, 85, 90% of what you need to buy for your business in 2023, you can get using this one financial instrument. And then at the exact same time, you're building a credit profile, an asset that helps make it easier to get every other kind of money, from SBA loans to equipment financing. So a lot of benefits of why we really want to consider getting this. Now, how do we get it? Well, there's really a few things we want to focus on. We want to build the fundability. We want to make sure our business is set up where it looks legitimate, it looks credible, right? And I have all kinds of training on YouTube about this topic, but as a quick overview, we want to have a business address and a business phone number, and we want to have an EIN set up, and we want to have a website set up and an email address and a license for our business if we can get one from our county, and a business bank account set up. These are really basic things that give us tons of credibility. And again, I had a call yesterday with somebody that I sit on the board of directors, and they said, okay, we've talked to the attorneys, we have a shareholders agreement. The shareholder agreement is going to be $2,000 to draft. And this other company says they're going to help us set up the entity and everything we need there. And it's going to be $10,000. And I said, and they said, what do you think of that? And I said, you are crazy. I said, if you're going to go try to raise capital and you tell somebody you spent $12,000 to $15,000, that was their ticket, 15 grand to set up their entity, no one will give you a dime because you do not know how to spend money. I said, I can set up an entity right now and get my address, my phone number, everything I need for less than $300. And I can go and get to Legal Shield, the prepaid legal service, to review any documents that I have them review for free. So there you go. For less than $350 total, I just got you everything you were about to spend $15,000 for, right? So it's not expensive to set up your business where it's credible. It's really not. But we want to do this because business credit, credit lines, loans, they all care about how we look. And the foundational principles of fundability is just, it's how we're perceived in the world. We need to look credible. Okay. We also then want to build business credit, and we want to build business credit through what I call tiers. So we want to start with these starter vendors, and these starter vendors are like Uline or Granger. Okay. Then we want to get about 5 of these kind of accounts on our business credit reports. And then we want to move on, and we move on to retail credit. Credit at every major retailer, like Home Depot is a great one as an example in this. And then when we get a few of those, and we get a total of about 8, then we want to move to fleet credit. We want to get fuel cards and repair vehicles and maintain vehicles. And then when we have about 14 total accounts on our business credit reports, then we want to get Visa cards, MasterCards, American Express. This is where we want to get auto financing, computer leases, all without a guarantee and credit check. Now, look, the reality is our clients get there in 4 to 6 months. The other reality is that if you're doing it on your own, even with my training or following others' training, it will probably take you 2 years plus. That's just the reality. If you have somebody beside you that helps you hold your hand through the process, you're going to get expedited results no matter what it is you do. Okay. I don't care what you're learning skill wise. If someone's sitting beside you, teaching you, holding your hand as you go, you're going to go through and get a better result and get it faster. Doesn't matter what you buy, right? But that's the same way with business credit. If you do it on your own, it's going to take longer. If you have expert guidance, you can do it in a matter of 4 to 6 months. You can get to the very end of the process. Okay. And then also what that's helping you do is unlock this business credit profile, which helps to make you lendable at exactly the same time. So some things you want to keep in mind there. And we've got Jay Chana in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Michael Smith is in the house. Hey, is a Nigerian LD, Benjamin, if you have a U.S. business. Anybody can buy the business finance suite. Anybody could build business credit as long as you have a business in the United States. And by the way, whoever is monitoring the chat from Credit Suite here, if you don't mind, it's a good time to talk about the Funding 30 Challenge that's taking place next month. Drop me the link in here, the registration link, so I can share that to everybody as well, because that's got 30 different ways that you're actually able to get money for your business, and I'd like to share that with everybody as well. So let's talk about stacking. Let's talk about stacking business credit cards. So stacking is a way of stacking approvals to get more money. Now, it's very popular with this program called Credit Line Hybrid. And the way this works is you're getting 0% financing for up to 18 months. It's no doc. There's no bank statements. There's no tax returns. You can get it as a startup. It's unsecured. There's no collateral requirement. You don't need to have a house as collateral or stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs. No collateral requirements either. Okay. And it's not based on revenue. So it doesn't matter if you don't have any revenue in your business, you can still get this. And they're real working credit lines / cards because they have the benefit of both, right? We could take cash out like we can credit lines, but we get 0% like we get with credit cards. We blend them together and we see this beautiful program that blends together the benefits of credit lines and credit cards and lets us get 0% and take the cash out at 0%. So the way this program works, and the reason it gets more money to startups than any other program I've ever seen, is because what happens is we stack different credit lines together. You go to Chase and get one. You go to Bank of America and get one. You go to Barclays Bank and get one. You get the idea. Now, if you tried to do that on your own, you would put an inquiry on your credit report, and that inquiry on your credit report would then ruin your ability to get the second card. If the second card you apply for would ruin the ability to get the third. So you're going to get, if you do get a second or third approval, the approvals get dramatically smaller as you go. With this program, the funding source themselves finds the best accounts for you, the best lines for you, and gets all of them at exactly the same time where the inquiries don't adversely affect each other. And as a result of that, we see an average startup business get about $60,000 in funding using this. We see others get $150,000 in funding in this program. So it just goes to show that if the same business owner, and by the way, we did this. I'll give you a real example. So we talked to a business owner about this, and they said, I don't really want to pay a funding source a fee to do it. I'm going to go into my own bank. And we said, here's the warnings. You're not going to get as much money. You're going to have problems. Da, da. Okay. They wanted to do it. So we said, let us help you then. We want to use you, if you're okay, as a case study of how somebody gets dramatically less money because they're trying to go down the path you are, then work with the funding source as an expert. Okay with that. We'll help you. Said, yep. Okay. Boom, went in 800 plus credit scores, helped them get their financials in order, everything the bank was going to ask them for. They went in and they got the credit card for $12,000. They tried to apply for another credit card at another bank and they got denied. And our pre-approval before they went through those steps was for $78,000. So the business owner went and tried to duplicate the result, got 12 grand, and they could have got 78. And then, of course, you know what happened? They said, okay, I've learned my lesson. Now I want you to help me. And we said, can't. Sorry. There is no help now. You already put the inquiries on your credit report from the applications you submitted. And the fact that you did that ruined your chances of getting this program for another 6 to 8 months. Now you got to wait 6 to 8 months. We kind of told you that up front. But the reason we did this was a really good case study of an 800 FICO score borrower. What could they get on their own? What can they get with the funding source? And the answer was 5 to 6 times more. So with this program, this is what happens when we stack credit lines is we're able to get easily 5 to 7 times more. And that's exactly what Credit Line does for you. If you're interested in that program, it does require good personal credit from you or a guarantor. And what I'd like for you to do is go to creditsuite.com/CLH and you can get with somebody. We'll put you with the right funding source that can actually help you based on your business. Now, before I even move and when we're into this, I think, okay, why choose the Credit Line Hybrid? We already talked about everything that you do. And by the way, one thing I didn't mention here is that it also helps you build business credit. So these credit lines report to the business credit reporting agencies. You're building business credit while you're getting up to $150,000 in funding. Pretty cool. And by the way, I want to show you something else really cool that I think everybody's going to love now that my team just pulled this up. If you go to creditsuite.com/funding30, if you're really looking to make this your best year ever and get the most amount of money, we have a very special event right here that can actually do just that for you. Okay. And with this is called our Funding 30 Challenge. We're doing this, I think, for our second year. It's 100% free, 100% free for you. It doesn't cost you any money. We do have a backstage pass if you want to pay for it that gets you recordings and VIP access, but it's 100% free to take part. And when we do these challenges, without exaggeration, thousands of entrepreneurs participate. And what the Funding 30 Challenge is all about is that we bring together 20 of America's top funding experts. And these experts reveal to you the top 30 funding solutions to help get your business. And we call it the Funding 30 Challenge because the idea is that you're going to get access to 30 funding programs, of which at least 3 to 5 are going to work for your business. I don't care if you have bad credit. I don't care if you have bad credit and you're a startup. I don't care if you have bad credit, you're a startup, you don't have any collateral, and everybody's denied you. You're going to find 3 to 5 options or more that will work from the Funding 30 Challenge. And this is really the only type of event of its time where we bring the lenders to you. Like, we bring them to you. We say, okay, here's this finance expert. They do e-commerce financing. If you sell anything online, they're the ones. This one does house flipping. So if you want to buy and flip homes, that's what they do with no money down. You get the idea. 20 of the country's top funding experts that come on, and we go through 30 of different types of funding programs that could work for you. You can easily come here and you can see all kinds of case studies from people from the group, actual approvals they got, everything to show you the experience. It's an actually interactive group. You can learn a little bit more about all the speakers that are going to be here speaking as well. Okay, and some of the speakers, and we add more to the page as well. And again, the nice thing is that you're walking out with an entire blueprint to get money to grow your business. So that is at creditsuite.com/funding30. And that is 100% free. All you have to do is go to that link, register, and you're already in the group. You're already in the community. You get handouts, you get worksheets, you're getting flyers about all the different funding programs. It's very interactive, and you're part of an entire group, a community, a tribe. I call it a flash funding mob. We literally just start a mob of people that are all looking for funding, and then we put you in a community of people that help each other get money. One will say, hey, I did this. It worked for me. Go apply for this right now. And a lot of people are literally getting approved for funding right in the challenge. The lenders even go to backstage and approve applications during the event. It's really cool. So make sure you register. It's 100% free. So now let's talk about stacking business loans. This is where we're going to get all the money that we need, okay? This is where we're going to stock up on cash. We're going to wait for the opportunity to present itself. I'm not usually big on getting loans unless you're ready to deploy the funds. But right now, with what the Fed is doing, trying to raise interest rates faster than they ever have, and they've succeeded historically, it's good to get in and get the money before rates continue to skyrocket as they are. And that's what we've done this year. It's what I've recommended you do as well. So this is where we're going to get as many different kind of business loans as possible. And we do this by the 3 C's, 3 ways we get money. Very important formula that you never want to forget as long as you own a business. Lenders only care about 3 main things when it comes to getting you money: cash flow, credit, collateral. All 3 start with C: cash flow, credit, collateral. So what we want to do is we want to see where our strength is. If our strength is that we have consistent cash flow, then we want to think about PayPal, Square, Stripe. We want to think about revenue lending, cash flow financing. We want to think about merchant cash advances, MCAs here too. If our strength is that we have credit, then we want to look at credit line hybrid. We want to build business credit and use those as opportunities to get us money. The other one is collateral. Maybe we have stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, equipment, inventory, account receivables, purchase orders, commercial vehicles, commercial real estate, residential real estate, houses we want to flip. You get the idea. We've got an asset worth money that we're pledging as collateral to get the money that we need. So what we want to think about here is, which of these C's do we have? If we have all 3, then we need to go get SBA loans. If we have 2, like cash flow and good credit, then we want to go get term loans. And again, if we have any of the 3, then we want to get the financing that's in that vertical. Now, if you're not sure how to do this, I'll give you our information here in a minute. You can get in touch with us. We'll tell you all the money you can get. You can also grab this download on bottom of my slider right here at creditsuite.com, and that's 27 unique different ways to get money for your business. So I'll just map out 27 different ways that you're able to get money for your business right there on that link. Doesn't matter if you get in touch with us, you take the guide, that will give you some guidance on the kind of funding that you're able to get. Regina Ross, PhD, is in the house. Thanks for coming in. Again, if you're just coming in, give me a shout out with your company name, and I'll give you a shout out in return right here on the live stream. So remember, We want to get all the money we can get. Cash flow, money that's based on our cash flow, secured financing options, secured by some kind of collateral. Maybe we've got equipment. Maybe we need to buy equipment. Maybe we have commercial real estate. Maybe we want to buy commercial real estate. Maybe we want longer term loans that require average credit and some kind of cash flow verification. Maybe we have stocks and bonds and 401ks and IRAs, or maybe someone around us does, right? And again, this is interesting because I had somebody that I mentored that sit on their board of directors launching an app. I told you I have a lot of people in that space. And what they actually said is they said, hey, how do I get this money? I said, let's talk about this. If you're trying to raise money from other people, then you need to know about securities-based financing, because they could use their stocks and bonds that are in the market earning money, get a line of credit against those, and that could be used to help you fund your business. Let's not just talk about the fact that you're going to go to people around you to raise money. Let's talk about the different way those people around you could use what they have, their personal credit, their own stocks, their bonds, their own 401ks, their IRAs, to be able to get you that money. Because it's going to be easier for them to give you money if you give them a bunch of options on ways they can do so. So we don't want to forget about that. We never want to forget that, maybe we have good credit or maybe someone else around us does. Doesn't make a difference. Either one works. Maybe I have stocks and bonds. Maybe someone around me does. Doesn't matter which one. Either one works. So it's not just whether we have these things, it's whether someone around us has these things too. And all those can open up a lot of different funding options for you. So remember, this is what lets us stock up on cash so we're able to have the best 2023. So time to build your own 2023 business plan. Here's some steps to take. So first of all, if you want more help with building business credit, then go to creditsuite.com/EIN. Our guide there has been downloaded over 1 million times. Show me another guide that's been downloaded over 1 million times. I know they're out there, but they're not popular or they're not common, that you're going to see very many of those. This is the Bible for building business credit. Literally, it is the entire blueprint you need. If you go to creditsuite.com/EIN, that'll get you that blueprint. creditsuite.com/27. This is 27 different ways to fund business. And don't forget, at the Funding 30 Challenge, which again is at creditsuite.com/funding 30. When you go right here, this isn't just going to be 30 ways to fund your business. This is 30 of the newest ways to fund your business. This is what's happening right now. So I'll give you some examples. Equity crowdfunding. I love it. It's the newest and best way to raise money for venture capital. You're not going to find it in the 27 ways to get funding because it's a newer funding option that's just presenting itself. I have multiple new programs where you're able to get 100% of the money you need to buy stuff that you sell online. So if you have an e-commerce store you want to sell on Amazon, 100% of the cost of buying that inventory can be paid. There's now multiple ways where they're using crowdfunding to crowdfund inventory for companies that are e-commerce companies that are sold online. Let's say you want to flip houses. There's now financing out there that gives you the ability to get into fix and flips, even if you have zero experience, and get the money that you actually need to succeed. Let's say you're in the transportation industry. There's all kinds of new funding options out there to be able to actually get the money you need to buy the trucks to put on the road, even if you have bad credit. So the Funding 30 Challenge just gives you the newest ways to be able to get money for your business, the proven ways as we get into 2023 that'll work the best for you. And again, don't forget, that's at creditsuite.com/funding 30. I will pull that up on the screen so you can see it. And that's 100% free. You want to get in on that as well. Or maybe you just want to cut to the chase, talk to somebody and say, man, I don't want to go through all this. I just want to know what I can get right now. Well, then you can give us, you can get in touch with us at creditsuite.com/consult. And if you do that, then creditsuite.com/consult will actually get you with our team. Our team can go through and tell you all the financing you can qualify for now. We'll even give you tips and tactics to build your business credit. And by the way, don't forget, if you're interested in working with us, make sure you mention to our team the end of year super sale. With this, you got $10,000 worth of bonuses, including 12 months of credit monitoring. Costs you $2,400 to get that from the bureaus. We're giving it to you at no cost. DMB, Equifax, Experian free for an entire year, which is definitely going to help you build business credit, and a lot of other bonuses as well, including bonuses related to improving your personal branding an entire business builders bundle with over 30 videos, courses on branding your business, on marketing your business, on growth blueprints, everything you need to successfully grow your business. So mention this to our team, or if you're ever in our checkout page by the end of the year, you've got a couple days left. You can enter the promo code 2022. So that being said, if you'd like to learn more, take 1 minute, like and subscribe on our social channels. They're all available at the top right of our page, creditsuite.com. And then take a quick photo of this slide right here, because here's our phone number and our email. Instead of scheduling time or going to creditsuite.com/consult, if you want your free finance assessment, all you need to do is just send us an email or give us a call, and we'll talk to you about that as well. Hello, Regina. Happy New Year to you in 2023 and beyond. I love that. Don't forget to go to creditsuite.com/funding30 and register for this free 30-day challenge. Or not 30-day, it's 1 week. It'll be a 1-week challenge where we talk about 30 different ways to fund your business. That is going to be taking place in January. We got about 24 days away. So make sure you get in, join the community, and take part of that as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you on our next training, which will be next week, where we talk about more cool ways to get the money to grow your business. Don't forget to give us a call for your free finance assessment, where we can help you actually create the actual business financing plan for you and your business for 2023. And Michael, thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. Take care. Have